Good afternoon and welcome to AIADA's AutoTalk. I'm your host, Rachel Soleimani. Before we get started, a few quick reminders. Anyone who is registered for today's program will be receiving a copy by early next week. And if you have any questions, be sure to enter them into the Q&A bar at the lower right-hand side of your interface. Please join me in welcoming our good friend, Google Senior Automotive Strategist, Angie Cucco. Angie, we're excited to have you back. My voice is going, so I'm going to let you take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Rachel. Hi, everyone. My name is Angie Cucco, as Rachel said, and I'm excited to be with the AIADA again today to bring you our latest digital marketing resource designed specifically for dealers, the Google Dealer Guidebook. Now, you may or may not have seen some of our earlier versions of this guidebook. This is actually our latest and third iteration of the Dealer Guidebook. We wanted to create this to give dealers a North Star to reference as you work to drive your objectives. How can you grow your business and sell more cars using Google's digital solutions? We designed the guidebook around three themes. First, the evolving automotive landscape and why it's important to be in front of your current and future customers. Second, how Google can help you deliver your leads, how Google can help deliver you leads within this evolving landscape. And last but not least, some steps you can take to be successful along this journey. So first, let's talk about the evolving automotive landscape and some of the biggest trends we're seeing among car shoppers right now. Because understanding these trends will help you be in front of those shoppers when they're researching and making decisions. With a constantly evolving landscape, we're seeing customer loyalty declining and purchase decisions being made at a fast pace. Getting in front of your customers quickly is then paramount to your success. The industry at large is shifting, including rising EV sales and online retailing. Being at the forefront of these changes will help you continue to stay competitive. So first, there's a very short window to influence your potential customers. 57% of new car buyers spend less than 1 month researching before the purchase. This is why it's important to be present in front of researchers wherever they are so that they choose a vehicle at your dealership. Now, if we look a little bit more specifically at what attributes shoppers are researching in new vehicles, we can see a lot which is driven by market conditions. Reliability, as rising prices means perhaps holding on to vehicles longer than ever. Availability, pricing, even gas mileage. Knowing what specifically shoppers care about can be helpful when you tailor your messaging so that you can have the greatest impact during that short time frame that buyers are researching. Now, at the same time that we're seeing people take less time to research, we see them researching more brands. Loyalty has declined to an all-time low, with most customers defecting to another brand. This is due to a multitude of factors, including interest rate adjustments, vehicle pricing, the emerging EV landscape, and supply constraints. So this is another important point to consider in terms of being in front of your customers to help influence their decision. The most important factors in deciding against a model or brand in a recent study was that it was just too expensive. Maybe the deal wasn't good, the wait time was too long, or there was a concern about gas mileage. While some factors such as price may be out of your direct control, knowing some other factors such as the specific deal or wait time can help you influence your messaging to best retain interested customers. And keep in mind, while this stat may seem like a potential threat, it's also an opportunity. Never before have you had such a great possibility to capture the interest of car shoppers who may not have considered your brand in the past. Now, another trend I know we're all watching in this evolving automotive landscape is the rise of electric vehicle sales. EV growth has accelerated, billions of dollars have been invested, legislation implemented, and new entrants are coming into the market. There are now more choices than ever before. We're expecting that EV sales in the US will outpace ICE vehicles by 2030. That's only almost a short 6 years away. So, what you can do as dealers is to give consumers the information they need to help inform their shopping experience. As shoppers start to hear more about electric vehicles, you can see by what they're searching for here that they're trying to get educated. You, as dealers, are positioned so well to be their trusted advisors in this space and help educate them. Consumers are looking to understand just what these vehicles are, how to charge them, and what's needed in terms of maintenance. Now, we're also seeing that some concerns are holding them back, like anxiety around range and charging fears. Now, even though there is no longer the buzz that there was during COVID, we can't forget about online retailing. A full 71% of consumers say they'd purchase a car online the next time they're in market. Expectations around speed, ease, and transparency that we all have now with any shopping process means that the ability to do more online and less in the dealership is desired more and more by car shoppers. People want clear and easy ways to compare vehicles, understand pricing and financing, and they want excellent and smooth customer service. As time becomes a new currency, dealers who can deliver on this will win over the shoppers. Now let's think beyond car sales. Due to increased costs of manufacturing, investment in EVs, and supply chain, we know that OEMs and dealers are increasingly focused on additional profit centers. And this is really strategic, as right now, the average age of a car on the road is over 12 years. Now, this is the highest we've seen in a long time. So because of higher prices and limited supply, many car owners have been hanging on to their vehicles longer. And that means that those vehicles will need to be serviced. So now is a great time to re-engage your car shoppers and work on maintaining loyalty, which we've just seen is a challenge, by bringing them in for repairs. So in summary, historically low loyalty means that there's an opportunity for dealers who can pivot quickly to capture new buyers. Being in front of shoppers coming in market quickly and offering seamless ways to purchase will help you come out on top. And we're here to help you do just that. At Google, we're applying all sorts of new technology based in artificial intelligence to help you find those in-market shoppers faster, to get your message in front of them at the right time. So let's dive in a little deeper on how you can partner with us at Google to take actions on these trends we're seeing. Now at Google, we have a huge ecosystem that can allow you to connect easily with your car shoppers no matter where they live online. Because we have 9 platforms with over 1 billion users, we have an immense amount of data available for you to access to help you know exactly which of those users are actually in market for a vehicle or for car service, whatever, and then be able to reach them where they are. We keep you connected with your shoppers. And we can do that because your car shoppers are overwhelmingly present on our platforms when they're researching their next vehicle. When we ask car shoppers what platforms they use to research their next purchase, the number 1 platform was search engines, and number 2 was online video. And Google and YouTube are by far the largest of these. So your presence on those platforms means that you're very likely to reach your shoppers there. And because the millions of car shoppers on Google and YouTube type in exactly what they're looking for, we know in a very timely manner what matters most to car shoppers right now. And this information can help you craft the right message to speak to your potential customers. So right now, the top topics searched are pricing and promotions. No surprise, given the ever higher car prices and interest rates. Ratings and reviews, as shoppers compare more brands than ever, and then general information about the vehicle. So work even in your advertising to educate consumers about what makes your vehicle special, how they stand out from the competition, and how you can work to get them the best deal on those cars. Take some of the research time off of your car shoppers by including this information right in your ads. Now, one area in which we really see dealers still lagging behind is in video adoption, whether that's video advertising or in simply having a good video library on YouTube. And remember, YouTube's the second highest place that car shoppers research. So your presence there is critical and it pays off. We see that shoppers researching on YouTube then take the actions we care about as retailers. After watching a video on YouTube, car shoppers then, the number one action they take is to visit a dealer's website, followed by scheduling a test drive or locating the dealer. And these actions are even higher among first-time buyers, which you see there in the blue bars. So have a great YouTube presence. It will really pay off. So in summary, with Google's huge ecosystem of connectivity, ensuring you have a strong presence across our platforms means you'll be able to have conversations with your potential car shoppers. Focus especially on search and video, and you will reach shoppers more quickly. Okay. Thus far, the dealer guidebook has been more high level and directional, looking at the bigger trends this year, as well as why Google's a strong choice as a partner. But now we're going to pivot into more tactical steps you can take to sell more vehicles with Google. And these steps are going to be rooted in 4 things. First, AI, or artificial intelligence, as an emerging technology, is the next major disruptor. And leveraging Google's AI will really help maximize your business. Number 2, using your own first-party data will help you foster customer loyalty at a time when it's faltering. Then, ways to build your brand with creative best practices. And finally, measurement. Measurement will be key to understanding whether all these steps are moving your business forward. Now, before we dive in, I want to mention that we'll be looking at tactics in the mid to lower marketing funnel. So targeting customers from those who are in the process of narrowing down their choice of vehicle to customers who have already bought from you in the past. So where OEMs may be marketing throughout the funnel, we really think that dealers should be leveraging Google for lower funnel tactics. The way to do this efficiently is by using Google's AI to promote your vehicles. Using AI solutions means shifting to a sharp focus on your goals. When we're using the machines to help us find the right shoppers, we need to tell them exactly what we want. So you would tell Google the outcome you're looking for. Now that could be a mid-funnel activity like VDPs or website visits, or very low funnel activities like calls and lead form fills. You tell us what you want, we'll go get it. We do this by scanning our 9 platforms and billion users for online behaviors that indicate people are at that point in the shopping process. From video campaigns to vehicle ads and PMAX campaigns, we're integrating this AI technology into everything we do to help you find the right shoppers at the right times to give you whatever result you tell us to deliver. And this can help you because even though we just looked at that visual of a nice, neat little funnel a moment ago, the purchase journey is not linear. People jump all over the place when researching a car. They may start by searching for one brand, read reviews on a third-party site, come back to Google and search for a competitor, look at financing, do a search for a dealer, read an article, and jump to a search for an EV. They're all over the place. So using Google's technology to deliver on the business outcomes you indicate, so that could be a chat, a VDP, a lead form fill, you indicate to us what you want, and that takes the guesswork out of where the right shoppers are and at what point of the funnel they are. Now, we've talked for some years at Google about micro moments. You may have heard of this strategy. It meant focusing on shopping moments to reach the right shopper. There were moments that we could identify, like, is this car right for me? Or can I afford it? Those are micro moments in the shopping process. You could align your keywords and strategies to find shoppers in those moments. But with AI, we no longer need to bucket keywords and strategies into these moments because we are now focused on your outcomes. And we care more about whether someone is likely to fill out your lead form rather than only if they're searching for pricing. Now, we're very concerned with user privacy at Google, and so we look at not targeting individuals on our properties, but audiences of users who all demonstrate similar behaviors. These audiences become Google's first-party data. So that means information about groups of users who've indicated by their actions on our properties what they're interested in. With the upcoming deprecation of third-party cookies, we all need to rely more and more on our own first-party data that we have collected rather than data collected by third parties. And so you can work with first-party data in two ways. First, with Google's audience data that we collect from the billions of users on our properties, or your own first-party data that you collect from customers who have bought from you or visited your websites. Using your own information, you can upload CRM data into Google to then target those past and current customers on search, display, video, any property with custom messaging. You can also use our information and target audiences we have put together. For instance, in-market truck shoppers, in-market Jeep buyers, or get creative and target affinities or life events like music enthusiasts or recent college grads. You can even do some interesting custom targeting of audiences, like showing video ads only to people who were searching for SUVs on Google in the past week. Either way, using audiences with AI technology gives you a powerful tool for narrowing down the universe of shoppers out there to focus solely on those that matter most to you, those ready to buy one of your vehicles. But don't take our word for it. We've been working closely with dealers and retail clients to understand how adopting AI strategies is working for them. Here's a sample case study from Classic Chevrolet. Classic used one of our Hallmark AI products, Performance Max, or PMax, to drive more service leads. Within 2 months of launching this campaign, it became the #1 driver of store visits for them. They saw a 100% increase in leads at an 80% lower cost per lead. And this is because PMax and AI allowed them to hone in on the right shoppers who were much more likely to become their customers. They used a combination of their own first-party CRM data and Google's in-market for service audiences to get their ads in front of the most valuable shoppers, and it paid off. Now, AI solutions can also help you to mitigate that declining loyalty stat we looked at the beginning of this webinar. Staying in front of past shoppers keeps you top of mind for them. It allows you to send them custom messaging for returning for their next vehicle and blunts efforts of your competitors to get their messages out there. So uploading your CRM data and using it in conjunction with Google's AI technology to reach shoppers who are in market will keep your customers returning. We've seen that advertisers who do so have twice the incremental revenue from a single ad placement when it's targeted this way with more cost efficiency because you're talking to the right customers, so there's less waste. Car shoppers have never had as much choice as they do now, or as much access to information at their fingertips. And so it's no wonder loyalty is declining. But building your dealership's brand is another way to mitigate this. You want your dealership's name in front of shoppers to stay in their consideration set. And you need to tell them why to choose your store over another or over an online buying solution like Carvana. We see that advertisers who do this have a 6 percentage point higher purchase rate. And so it really makes sense to do this. So while it's important to advertise and promote the vehicles you sell, you need to remember that shoppers have options of where to buy those. You want to set yourself apart. So advertise and promote your dealership as well. Some things to message might be online retailing if it's available, delivery options, your customer service values, your history. You can do this on search. You can also do this on video where it's highly effective because you get the personal touch of images, an employee speaking directly to your audience, a peek inside the dealership. So if you haven't been doing this, it's an excellent time to be building your brand out there in conjunction to promoting your vehicles. Now, I've said that a great way to do this is through YouTube, where video delivers a personal and effective way of connecting. We have a link here, and hopefully you'll be able to access these slides later. But we have a link here to Google's ABCDs of effective creative on YouTube, where you can learn the best way to create an impactful video. You can also find this on our thinkwithgoogle.com website. That's thinkwithgoogle.com, where we have that and many other marketing tools to help you reach your customers. So just a few basic tips right here for you. Most of our video ads are now skippable after 5 seconds. So make a big impact in the first 5 seconds to keep them watching. Make sure your brand information shows up in that first 5 seconds as well and stays present throughout the video. Make a human connection. If you're branding your dealership, have a salesperson, the owner, or a service tech present. And finally, offer a treat. Show an incentive, dangle a carrot. Make them want to come visit you. So remember, you can learn about these things and more at thinkwithgoogle.com. So finally, measurement. It's so important. Why? Because there is just so much data out there and we need to wade through it and make it actionable. There's so much data out there now that we no longer even talk in megabytes or even gigabytes. It's exabytes and terabytes and zettabytes. Do you know that there are 175 zettabytes of data on the internet? A zettabyte is a trillion gigabytes. It's an unimaginable number. And so the amount of data we have, even on an individual level, can sometimes be overwhelming. So we need to ask questions. Questions that often begin with, what do I measure? How do I measure? What products are most effective for me? Or am I getting good results from my ads? These are all great questions, and they're a start. The question for every business, though, should start with, what is my business goal? And towards that end, you could have multiple goals for your business. This step is critical because if you don't know what you're trying to achieve, you can't begin to measure growth. And measurement is that business tool that ultimately grows your business. And we are here to help. So we have Google's 5 steps to measurement maturity. With so many decisions to make, developing a measurement plan doesn't have to be complicated. It's more than tracking historical data and reporting on it. It can be a tool. A strong measurement plan can be used to help determine which conversions to optimize towards or adding a new product. So just to dive into those a little bit more deeply, we start by defining. You need to clearly define what your business objective is and what you believe are the KPIs, those key purchase indicators that move the business objective forward. So, in your case, doing digital advertising with Google, it's important to understand, Am I looking for VDPs of a specific model? Am I looking to move a specific vehicle? Do I want to maximize the number of websites I'm getting, or am I looking for a specific cost per action? So you want to become clear on what your business objectives are. And then measure. You want to understand where you're currently sitting. What's the current state of your business for the KPIs you identified? What's your current cost per lead? Is it different on Google or Facebook or television? So start by looking at your current state and then analyze. You're going to explore the data and form a hypothesis. Hypotheses could include changing conversions, using new values, or product mix. So you could say, well, I believe that I get this cost per action on search, but I would like to try to get a different cost per action by including some video. So that could be one hypothesis. You could also say, I'm going to change my conversion from looking at a lowest cost per conversion to maximizing the number of conversions I get. Then you're going to want to test and improve. So test that change. If the change resulted in increases in your business objective, implement the change. If it did not, move on. One thing to know is with a lot of new AI products that I mentioned that we're having going forward, it's important to test for a long enough time. When we involve the machines, there's a learning process. That's why they call it machine learning. The machines will learn, but it takes some time. We would want to always give it a minimum of 14 days, but a better minimum is 30 days. Any test you run should really be quarter long, because as the machine learns from what it's testing, it will improve. So we'll start to see costs come down and conversions increase over time. So when you're testing, give it enough time. And then finally, iterate. Regardless if the test was a success or failure, you learned something. You learned something new you didn't know before. Both scenarios will help you move your business forward because repeating the 5-step process advances your business acumen and further refines your business strategy that will ultimately grow your business. Now, this framework works by continually improving your processes, building a culture of experimentation. Businesses that are unwilling to change and adapt will have a harder time growing and become stagnant. There is a lot of new technology out there, and it can be overwhelming, but it's important to just start with baby steps. Dip your toe in, test out something new, see how it works for your business. So in summary, once you understand the trends about what matters to today's car shoppers, you can use Google's AI products to meet them where they are and deliver what they're looking for with effective creative. You should then measure what you're doing based on the goals you've established for your dealership. Using that measurement as a tool, you can then test new products and strategies and iterate what's working. So understanding the trends, leveraging AI, and learning to measure correctly will bring you the most success as we continue to evolve in the auto space. Thank you.
Angie, we had one question come in.
Okay.
Said, how do we ensure that our first-party data remains secure when uploading?
We take privacy very, very seriously at Google. When you upload your CRM data, it will be immediately hashed so that it's not readable by anybody. And it will be, as soon as it's uploaded, it will be eliminated so that only the hashed data remains. So if you, for example, uploaded your CRM data into your account, even though as your Google rep, I could access your account, I would not see that data. I wouldn't be able to see it. So it becomes hashed immediately and saved that way.
That's good to know. Well, Angie, thanks so much for joining us today. We know you're quite busy over there, so we appreciate you taking the time. Again, you will all be receiving a copy of this webinar by early next week. To those on the line, join us back here next Tuesday, November 21st at 2 p.m. Eastern as experts from Moss Adams discuss navigating current and approaching tax changes. For more information about AIADA, visit aiada.org. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day, everyone.